I simulated the 22-23 NBA season 100 times in NBA 2K23, and here are the results. Is Luka Doncic a surefire future MVP? Will his video game stats that he puts up in real life ever mean something? Can the Dallas Mavericks win enough games for Luka to win this award next season? Hello, my name is G-Dub and welcome to Game Time Who? I will be making similar NBA 2K content on this channel. If you like this video, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, please comment below on what you want to see next. Today we'll be looking at the results of 100 simulations in NBA 2K23. Compare those with the results in real life, and check out some interesting observations in the end. Starting with the motherlode, the MVP. Luka won the Most Valuable Player award 76 out of 100 simulations. Trae Young, Nikola Jokic, Ja Morant, and Jason Tatum rounds out the list of the MVP winners. Of course, in real life in the past NBA season, Joel Embiid won MVP, but he never won it in the sim. I mentioned team success earlier as a big factor on who wins this award both in the sim and in real life. Looking at the 100 simulations, the MVP came from the team with the first to the fourth seed 78% of the time, while in real life it's more glaring at 90%. The only two times in real life that the MVP had a lower seed in the past 20 NBA seasons was Russell Westbrook's historic triple-double MVP season and the Joker's second MVP season, both of which they were the 6th seed. Rookie of the Year went to Jaden Ivey 58 times, with Walker Kessler and Paolo Banchero having about 20 each. Ivey's teammate Jalen Duren sneaks in there with 2 selections. In real life, last year's number 1 pick Paolo Banchero won the award. Ben Simmons won 80 times for 6th Man of the Year, which was very surprising. Tyler Hero and Cole Anthony had 19 and 1 respectively. Real life winner was Malcolm Brogdon. Defensive Player of the Year went to the block machine Miles Turner with 62 wins. Defensive studs Giannis, Embiid, AD, and Nick Claxton completes the rest of the 100. Last year's actual winner, Triple J, didn't make the sim cut. Most Improved Player was a landslide for Alperen Sengun, with all but 5 sim wins. Real life MIP was Lauri Markkanen. Coach of the Year went to Quinn Snyder of the Atlanta Hawks with a whopping 78 wins. Several coaching greats like Doc Rivers, Eric Spoelstra, and Steve Kerr won at least 2. Nowhere to be found in the sim was real life winner Mike Brown for what he did with the Sacramento Kings. All-Star captains, starting with the West, Luka with 19 odds, while the Joker had 10. LeBron James, the real West captain, has 6 straight All-Star captain selections and winning the All-Star Game 5 out of those 6. In the East, real-life East captain Giannis Antetokounmpo was selected 95 times and Jason Tatum had 5 nods. For All-Star selections, 8 players had been selected to the All-Star Game 100 times, all as starters. Luka, Giannis, Jokic, LeBron, KD, Tatum, Embiid, and Harden. Also with 100 selections but not all as starters are Curry, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, SGA, Ja, Dame, AD, Kawhi, Jimmy, and Bam Adebayo. In real life, the only starters not on this list are Kyrie Irving and Lauri Markkanen. The list goes on for All-Star reserves. 6 names not on this list in real life are Paul George, De'Aaron Fox, Pascal Siakam, the Ant-Man, Triple J, and Jrue Holiday. For league leaders, starting with points per game, Luka topping the box scores with 76 out of 100 times, the highest at 35.4 points per game. Joel Embiid was the high points man in real life at 33.1 points per game. Rebounds per game, Afro man Jared Allen led 51 times, highest at 13.3 rebounds per game, with Sabonis doing it in real life at 12.3. Trae Young was the top assist man for 60 times, with his best outing at 12.8 assists per game. Runner-up James Harden was the real-life assist leader at 10.7 per game. Best snatcher was Jimmy Buckets at 2.8 steals per game, leading the league 85 times. OG Anunoby at 1 point steals per game was the best in the NBA last season. Miles Turner had the most swats at 86 times, with the best at 3.5 blocks per game. Real-life Depoy Triple J was the best blocker of the league at 3 per game. For field goal percentage, Zion Williamson led the league 55 times, but the best from the sim was from Mitch Robb at 77.4%. Nets big man Nick Claxton won it last year at 70.8%. Luke Kennard, the Nardog, hit more than half of his three-pointers at 53%, and also doing it in real life at a 49.4% clip. Nuggets center Nikola Jokic was the best three-point shooter 5 out of 100 simulations. I don't think that a center has ever led the league in three-point shooting. Please fact check me on that one. Seth Curry had one season where he shot 100% from the line. Didn't miss a single free throw at about 2 attempts per game for 82 games. Tyler Hero in real life with an impressive 93.4% shooting from the line. For all NBA selections, the 3 best Europeans in the game, Luka, Giannis, and the Joker, all had 100 All-NBA first-team selections. Rounding out the 100 club are Tatum, Ja, King James, Ice Trae, SGA, Joel Embiid, Jimmy Buckets, and The Beard. 2K pretty much got this one right, as last year's first team All-NBA are all on this list. For the second and third All-NBA teams, notably missing from the sim compared to real life are Jaylen Brown and Kings teammates De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. For all defense, the Greek freak with the only 100 first all-defense selections. Luka, very surprising, also with 100 selections, but more on that later. Alex Caruso and Brook Lopez not receiving love from the 2K sim. All-defense second-team sim absentees are Derek White, OG Anunoby, and irritant Dillon Brooks. NBA 2K was spot on when it comes to the all-rookie teams with Jaden Ivey, Paolo Banchero, and Walker Kessler headlining the selections. Moving on to team awards, the Memphis Grizzlies had the best record in the West 28 times, but the Lakers had the best season at 60-22. In real life, number 1 seed in the West went to the Denver Nuggets at 53 wins. The 73-9 Golden State Warriors holds the best record not only in the past 20 NBA seasons, but also all time. For the worst record out west, the San Antonio Spurs at 69 times. Nice. They also had the worst record in real life last year and in the past 20 seasons. Best in the East went to the Atlanta Hawks 72 times, with the best record coming in at 69 wins and only 13 losses. The Milwaukee Bucks had the best record in the East last year at 58-24. In the past 20 seasons, LeBron-led teams the Miami Heat and Cleveland Cavaliers each had 66 wins. The Charlotte Hornets held the worst record in the East 39 times. Last year's Detroit Pistons only had 17 wins. But this is nothing compared to the worst 82-game performance in the last 20 years. The Philadelphia 76ers during the process days with 10-72. Are you kidding me? NBA Finals appearance. The New Orleans Pelicans had the most in the West with 23. Of course, real-life West finalists were the Denver Nuggets. In the East, the Boston Celtics just edged out the Atlanta Hawks with 36 finals appearances, with the Miami Heat actually reaching the finals last year. We saw 28 unique NBA Finals matchups, with the most at 11 each. Pelicans and Celtics, and Grizzlies and Hawks. Last year's finals matchup, Nuggets and Heat, are not on this list, but more on that later. The Atlanta Hawks won the most NBA championships with 32, and was also tied for the best NBA playoff run of the sim at 16-1. Last year, Denver only suffered 4 losses on their way to the Larry O.B. The best championship run in recent history was the Golden State Warriors. That was KD's first year with the team. NBA Finals win percentage. The Sixers winning almost every time they step on the big stage at 93%. Conference Finals MVP out west, or the Magic Johnson Trophy. Ja Morant had the most wins at 17. Real-life winner last year was Nikola Jokic. In the Eastern Conference, Trae Young won 35 times. Last year's recipient of the Larry Bird Trophy was Jimmy Butler. NBA Finals MVP, named after the great Bill Russell, was Ice Trae 32 times. The Joker taking home this honor last year. Now it's time to look at some interesting and notable results from the simulations. Starting with the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat never meeting in the NBA Finals in the sim after 100 tries. Not even once. No love from 2K? What's up with that? Next is the number of times the 1 seed in the West had reached the NBA Finals. Only 20 out of 100 in the sim. In real life, in the past 20 NBA seasons, it was 50-50. The 10 number 1 seeds in the West reached the NBA Finals and went on to win the whole thing 7 out of those 10 times. In the East, the number 1 seed didn't do that much better, only making it to the finals 31% of the time. In real life, it was much worse, with only 15% of the 1 seed reaching the NBA Finals. So more upsets seems to be happening in the East. Combining these two, it was only 9 times out of 100 that both number 1 seeds from each conference met at the NBA Finals. This is pretty much consistent in real life in the last 20 seasons of the NBA. Does 2K have an all-defense glitch? Luka, who is never known for his defense, has 100 selections to the all-defense team, 66 of which were on the first team. While Jimmy Butler, a known defensive menace, has only 6, despite leading the league in steals 84 out of 100 simulations. Could this be a positional thing, since Jimmy is a forward in 2K, and there are better defensive forwards in the NBA? Or do defensive rebounds play a much bigger role in winning this award, since Luka pretty much averages a triple-double all the time? Interestingly, in the last NBA 20 seasons, the league leader in steals per game made all defensive team 75% of the time. So I guess Jimmy is the outlier here. Conference Finals MVP and NBA Finals MVP. 85% of the time, they are one and the same person in the sim. Here are the 15 instances where they are different, mostly on teams with dual superstars, 1A and 1B like Tatum and Brown, or Kawhi and PG. In real life, since the Conference MVP awards just started, this stat is 2 for 2, with Steph and Jokic winning both in the last 2 years. Finally, is the East or West stronger in terms of NBA championships? 81 times the NBA champion came from the Eastern Conference in the sim, while more even, with a slight advantage for the West in real life considering the past 20 NBA seasons. So there you have it, the results and key takeaways from simulating the NBA 2022-2023 season 100 times in NBA 2K23. For all the sickos out there, here's my spreadsheet of the 100 simulations. Ciao!